After being wrongly accused of a crime she didn't commit, Charlotte Evans is forced to seek refuge in the depths of the forest. Meanwhile, soldiers are attempting to capture her. As she runs for her life, she suddenly falls and loses consciousness. After a while, we can see Alan Crawford. By the way, Alan is known as the Demon Lord. Alan stumbles upon Charlotte lying on the ground. He promptly comes to her aid and lifts her up. But just as he is about to take her to safety, several soldiers surround them. Alan immediately recognizes that the soldiers are from the Neruz Kingdom. One of the soldiers advises Alan to hand over Charlotte, as she is supposed to be a criminal. He also implies that if Alan hands her over to them, they won't harm Alan. But if he refuses, they won't show mercy. Needless to say, Alan refuses. Thus, those soldiers immediately try to attack Alan. But Alan effortlessly freezes their movements using magic. Then they realize that the person protecting Charlotte is none other than the Demon Lord who lives in that forest. Then Alan uses a spell called Phantom Dream to implant false memories in their heads. By the way, Alan knows that Charlotte is a fugitive, but he concludes that he doesn't believe Charlotte is a criminal. After some time, Charlotte regains consciousness. Alan shares the news about the engagement of Charlotte Evans to the Prince of the Neruz Kingdom. Upon hearing this, Charlotte firmly denies her alleged crimes. Charlotte then tells her side of the story to Alan. She suggests that she was set up by the second prince of the Neruz Kingdom, to whom she was once engaged. She tried her best to prove her innocence, but nobody listened to her as she was the child of a mistress. Charlotte was treated like a servant by her family members. After that, Alan decides to hire her as a leave-in maid. At first, Charlotte tries to refuse, but Alan manages to hire her by blackmailing her. After a while, Alan learns that Charlotte never experienced true happiness. So he decides to give Charlotte a crash course on all naughty things in the world. For clarification, by naughty things, he means experiences that bring joy and nothing more. So Alan buys a lot of sweets for Charlotte. Initially hesitant, Alan manages to convince Charlotte to eat a cake. After taking a bite, Charlotte starts crying as she is very happy. Alan then promises Charlotte that he will take her to many places around the world. He will also give her the opportunity to try many delicious foods. Overall, this anime is quite good, and I would recommend it.